Hi guys, it's Czura here. Thank you for joining me on this video about how to build rapport with almost anybody in just a couple of minutes. Now, the thing about rapport is it's about finding that unconscious trust with somebody else. And that unconscious trust is usually about finding something in common with the other person. Now, usually studies found that most people like people that are either like them or are like somebody that they aspire to be like. So the quickest way to go through and build rapport is about finding that commonality. And it was Milton Erickson who was about 100 years ago was the granddaddy of hypnosis. And with his clients, he found a way called mirroring. That was a way that he could build rapport and unconscious trust with his clients as quickly as possible. And there's a couple of steps he took to actually find that connection. And I want to share with you today. The first one is body language. So it's about matching and mirroring body language. So if you were to meet somebody in a corporate setting or a networking event or perhaps at a bar, the quickest way to build rapport is actually about matching and mirroring their body language. So if they're perhaps they've got their weight on one leg, then it's an opportunity for you to go through and either match or mirror that weight on the other leg so that you're in symmetry with the other person. And unconsciously, this person is going to be looking at you going, well, there's something about this person that I like. They're actually similar to me. And as the conversation goes on, there's an opportunity for you to go through and mirror a couple of the gestures that they use. If you notice that they put their hand across their hair, you might subtly, not immediately do it straight after, but a couple of seconds after, just go through and find that connection and find that rapport via mirroring the body language. Step 2 is tonality. So this tonality, there's the way that you're actually talking, and that's about the volume, the pitch and the speed that you're actually talking with somebody. Now, if you were to go through and very early in a conversation find somebody that has a calming, slow way of going through and delivering their message, you wouldn't go in and say, well, that's fantastic, my name's Dan, we're going to be great friends. Because that's complete opposite to what they are actually going through and communicating. And they might actually feel threatened or feeling that, hey, this person's not quite like me. So if you find that person that's got that, perhaps lower pitch, slower speed and lower volume, try going through and replicating that same approach so that you can build that unconscious rapport once again. The third way to go through and match and mirror is actually via your breath. Now, you're probably thinking, breathing, wow, that's a lot to actually think about. But just think about this, or take this quick tip. While the other person's talking, more often than not, they're actually breathing outwards. So while the other person's talking, just subtly breathe outwards with them. And when they have that pause, or when they stop, take the breath in. And unconsciously, once again, this person's going to be saying, wow, this person's actually like me. You're actually in rhythm, and like is attracting like. Step 4 is the words that they use. Quite often in a conversation you're having with somebody, you'll find that somebody goes and uses a couple of common words. They might use a few superlatives like fantastic or awesome. There's an opportunity for you to go through and use those same words when you're describing something or relating back to that person. Oh, fantastic, that's great to hear. And that person will, once again, subconsciously be going, wow, this person understands me. I really trust this person. They know what they talk just like me. And it's about matching and mirroring and finding that commonality once again. The final step, the 5th step, look, you've probably heard this one before, it's about using the person's name. On a very early basis, get the introduction, say, hey, what's your name? Your name's John. Go through and repeat the name really quickly. It's nice to meet you, John. And maybe ask another question about their name. Hey, John, how do you spell your name? Is that a J-O-H-N or is that a J-O-N? You're showing that immediate respect for the other person, that you're interested in them. The interesting thing is, as kids, Learning your own name, whether it's writing your name or saying your name, it's one of the very first words that you actually learn. So, and you get a lot of positive gratification and recognition at an early age. So it's imprinted in your mind that when somebody says your name, you have those happy feelings. So the other thing about this is, as I said before, people like to be with other people that they're like them and that they aspire to be like. And I know that a lot of people really respect people that can remember their name. So they're going to be looking to you and going, wow, this person's really genuinely interested in me, and they've got a great skill that I would like to have in the future. So there you have it. They're my quick tips to how to build rapport with anybody. You know, what I'd love you to do is go through and practice this out. Whether you're going to a networking event, or you're meeting with a client, or perhaps you're at a bar, meeting that special someone for the first time. Try some of these tips that I've shared with you and let me know how you go. I hope you have a fantastic day and you stay awesome.